Hello, my name is Kim Carden. I am a professional organizer at large. And it's okay if you have a little clutter, but I want to start out this class just for you to understand a little bit about clutter and what it can mean in your life. It actually can cause depression, it can cause just chaos in your home. And even if you think, well, I'm single, it doesn't matter. I literally have just finished cleaning a level 5 hoard of a single person in a 3,300 square foot home, and it was awful. And we have gone through 5 industrial dumpsters, and we're still not finished. And this person actually, in the end, took his own life, left a very sad letter about depression. And I'm not saying if you're messy or if you have clutter that you're going to commit suicide. I'm not saying that. I'm saying years and years and years of this seem to have contributed to this person's depression. In a clutter, of course, in a level 5 hoard, which is not clutter, it's a hoard. Um, there are more than one of anything. If you name something, there were 27 bicycles, there were 19 guitars, there were 30 computers, and uh, 19 VCRs. I mean, in the list, it was just, we kept saying, oh my God, I can't believe this. And it was things now that are out of date. The computers were those ginormous computers, things that were purchased maybe to fill a need, um, but then were never used or sold or shared. Um, but I don't want to start with this huge hoard. I want to start with just a junk drawer with a clutter. Everybody has probably a junk drawer, and that's fine. But if all of your drawers in your home look like the junk drawer, then you may have a problem. You can organize a junk drawer. It's okay to have a junk drawer. Um, but if you're just, all right, a few questions to ask yourself. Are you constantly late? Do you constantly lose your house key or your car key? Or your kids late for school all the time? Are you late for work all the time? Go back and assess that. Why are you late? Why did you lose your keys? Is it because you're unorganized? Is it because you can't get up on time? You can't find things? A lot of times people say, I don't have trouble getting up, but right when I get to the door, I can't find my wallet. I can't find my my name tag to get in the door at work, and those sort of things. That makes you late. Then it progresses, or it's a domino effect into, have you seen these drivers on the way to work? They're like the road rage people who are always late. Well, and I'll find myself saying, well, if you'd left a little bit earlier, you could drive in the right hand lane, and you would be okay, or you could stop for coffee, or, whatever. Even have time in the mornings for devotion. Take that 10 minutes, and you can do those things. These things are achievable, but you have to get organized. And if you feel like that's just not in my DNA, then get somebody to help you. Um, Make it a priority in your life, because I'm telling you, peace and tranquility and organization all work hand in hand. And don't feel, embarrassed about asking for help. A lot of times, like with this hoard, this level 5 hoard, it gets to the point where you don't even let anybody in the house. You just maybe crack the door, if you answer the door at all, when the garbage is coming out of the windows and coming out of the doors of your home, or where you can't even get a door open. And if you're not organized, your kids and your family aren't going to be organized either. They're going to pretty much follow suit. And so that's when it really gets rough, is when you add people to the mix who are not organized. Therein lies the problem. Start with one room. That is probably the easiest thing to do, because people look at the whole picture and think, my house is a mess, my yard is a mess. No, start with one room. I think it was Max Lucado who had shared a story that I just really love. I've never forgotten it. And he said he and his brother were playing. It was like in the fall. And his mom had told them not to go like too far out into the woods to play. But of course, being boys, they did. And he said they just ran and ran and ran and ran and through the leaves and were playing. And then all of a sudden they stopped in this open field, and all around them was a nest of snakes, of rattlesnakes or poisonous snakes. And you could hear them. You could hear the snakes all around. And he and his brother jumped up on a log, and he thought, what are we going to do? We're very far from home. Nobody can hear us. We can't walk through these snakes. It was just a terrifying experience. But they both had sticks. And he said, okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to kill one snake at a time. And so his little brother held on to him. And as they took a step forward, he took the stick and flipped the snake. And then they went forward. And then they would walk a little farther and flip a snake and walk forward until they got to a clearing away from that nest, so to speak, and they took off running. And I think of that all the time. If you're looking at clutter, if you're looking at your whole home, if you're looking at your garage, don't look at everything as one big snake nest. Kill one snake at a time. So pick the room that you want to begin with. If it's your bedroom, then pick that room. Don't focus on anything else, and don't beat yourself up. It's going to take a while to get in the mindset of being organized, but just try to think, number one, I'm going to kill one snake at a time. Number two, I'm just going to do one room at a time. And another little tidbit that is helpful is when you have that tendency that you want to just come in from work and you got papers and you got mail and you just lay it down, everything has a home. So once you've given everything a home, then you know that's where it lives. So if you come in with mail or keys, where do your keys go? They're going to go on a hook that I put in the door that I walk in from work. So I know in the morning when I go to leave, they're going to be right there. I'm not digging through the purse that I used yesterday. I'm not looking through backpacks. And another really nice thing is, and I do this all the time, when we come in through our garage, which we do, I always check the mail when I come home, come in through the garage, and I stand at the trash can and go through my mail. Everything that's junk mail, it never even comes into the house. So I don't have piles of junk mail. And also, your bills won't get lost. I know most people are on paperless billing, which is great. That's another class of being able to set up your computer or your e-calendar to prompt you when your bills are due. And that way, that would keep you from being late. You can set that up on your automatic banking, whether they're either deducted, or if you don't want to do that, it can chime in on your calendar and let you know that bill is due a day or two before. Let's just go with one room. Let's talk quick about, let's say, a closet. Most people feel like they don't have enough room. They're cramming stuff in their closet. One little thing, let's just talk about your wardrobe closet. If you're a guy or a girl, it doesn't matter, or even a child. If you buy a new outfit and you go to the closet, then get rid of an outfit. Either donate it, especially if it doesn't fit. And I know a lot of times women especially have like 3 sizes in our closet. So if this is the weight I want to be, this is the weight I am now, and if I take a while, I can get in this one, or I can wear this dress if I don't have to sit down. So you really just need to get rid of that. I truly can say that I have the smallest closet in the house because everything in my closet I wear. If there's something that as a season goes around and I don't wear it anymore, or can't get in it, or maybe I've lost weight and don't want to pay to have it altered, then you can donate it. So it is amazing when you start going through your closet and you're looking and you're thinking, wow, I have not worn that in 3 years. If you've not worn it in, I would say 1 year, maximum 2, then you just need to get rid of it because you're not wearing it. You're not going to wear it. So for whatever reason, you need to get rid of it. The same with shoes. There's no earthly reason why anybody needs to have 50 pair of shoes. You don't wear a different pair of shoes every day as a rule. Maybe 3 pair of sneakers, pair of work shoes for outside, your work boots or whatever, or the raggedy tennis shoes. But pare that down. I would say no more than a dozen pair of shoes. But that's just for me. I don't go to a lot of social evening wear type things. So that's just kind of a thumbnail sketch of how to go through your closet. The climate where we live in the Southeast, We do have really cold winters, but you can almost get by with wearing all of your clothes all year round. So as far as the proverbial, these are all my winter clothes. These are all my summer clothes. Pretty much would consist of your coat, a couple of sweatshirts, sweaters, and a pair of boots. Really, and that's not even being a minimalist. You know, that's just kind of good sense. But at any rate, and another thing when you are handling stuff, you can remember this little acronym, Ohio, only handle it once. So if I'm having to move things off of my desk 4 times to find a paper that was due yesterday, which happens, then I need to reorganize. I need to restructure. So if you're constantly moving your dishes around, taking this down to put that up and move and to find a coffee cup, then you need to find a new home for it, or you have too many. Only handle it once. That is a time waster, big time waster. If you're having to take stuff down, move it. On a daily. I'm not talking about your Christmas dishes or when it snows to dig out the snow bibs. That's an exception, and there are exceptions to the rule. You don't need any more than 6 coffee cups, maybe 8. How many times do you have 8 people coming into your house to drink coffee? Ever? And you'll open that door and you'll see the coffee cup that was so cute from Disney World. You may see the one that's, the world's greatest boss. Do you really need all of that? And I know we did closet, but I'm just kind of scanning through some of the other things that I had on my notes. But it is overwhelming. And if it's things that you feel like you just absolutely cannot get rid of, take a picture of it, make a collage, and then you can store those pictures in your computer. You don't have to save the stuff. You don't have to save that corsage for, when you were homecoming queen in 1980. You take a picture of it, store it in your computer, and then show it to your kids or your grandkids later. But you've got to be consistent. You've got to make sure everything has a home and make sure it goes home every day. I hope this helps you. My email is kimcarden@hotmail.com. I am a professional organizer. And if you need help, I'll be happy to help you. I enjoy doing it. And it really, really does give your life a lot more peace and purpose. And aside from that, when you are organized, you just can kind of take a deep breath. You feel great, and you have extra time. The time that you spend looking for things throughout the week, if you were to average that out at the end, probably is 30 minutes to an hour, which you could do something with that time rather than be frustrated, screaming at the kids, yelling at the dog, things like forgetting to take the trash out. If you have, one thing that I did do is I painted a whole wall. Sorry, my dog is barking. Painted a wall in my kitchen, a chalkboard wall, and I'll just jot things down on my way in or my way out. So there's several little things that you can do to make your life easier and to make it not so chaotic. And you do have that 10 minutes in the morning for a devotion, and you do have time to stop for a coffee, if you want to. I hope this helps you. You have a great evening, and God bless.